54 of Lord Mayhare. Baba asked the Mandali present, each in turn, to say truthfully whether or not they believed what Baba had said about the destruction of the world, his humiliation, and his violent death. Many frankly admitted that they found it hard to believe such things would really happen. In reply, Baba stated, "It is but natural, even for my lovers, not to believe that such things will happen in a short time, because none has yet grasped what I have said. Only I know that whatever I have declared in Meherabad was nothing but the truth." With a serious expression, Baba remarked, "What Baba says, only your God knows, because it was he who spoke in Meherabad." And Baba added, "Although you may not understand me, you should try to believe in my words and have faith in them, as everything that I have declared in Meherabad will come to pass precisely as I have said. My lovers should make it a point to convey this to others without fear or hesitation." At that, someone said, "Baba, we have no fear for ourselves, but we hesitate to tell the public all that you have said. For if these things fail to come true by the end of April 1955, then a bad impression will be created against our beloved Baba. For us, it matters very little whether what you say comes true or not, because we love you dearly and have faith in you." Baba could not help laughing and stated, "He who has the courage to tell others what I have asserted should do so, not in desperation, but with confidence. But if one can only inform others with that feeling of despair, it is better to remain silent." Meherji asked, "Baba, how can we free ourselves from our bindings?" Baba answered, "You are not bound at all. You are free eternally. But when you think, you become bound. For instance, you are sitting here. A second before this, you had absolutely no thought of your wife and children in Bombay. You were completely free from the bindings they impose on you and the bindings you impose on yourself for them. The moment you think of them, all the ties of misery and happiness bind you. Therefore, the only way to realize that you are eternally free and that you have no bindings is to love Baba wholeheartedly and to think of me constantly." Baba was in a cheerful and lively mood. This was the first time since giving up the alphabet board that the Mandali found him in a communicative spirit. All marveled at the effortless way he managed to convey his thoughts through animated gestures and expressions, and none felt the absence of the board. Baba then broke off the discussion and asked the Pune Bhajan group for some songs. When day dawned, Baba and the Mandali had tea and washed. Then Baba set out for the lepers' colony, along with Gaj Maharaj. It's pronounced Gadge Maharaj. Maharaj first took Baba to the Harijan's Dharamshala at 8 a.m. Baba sat among them in the large compound and then drove to the leper colony. That day was the most auspicious day of the year for the Pandharpur pilgrims, and thousands were bathing in the sacred river. All but one of the lepers had gone to the river banks to beg for alms. This lone leper had remained behind because he was ill. How much more fortunate he was, because God Himself had come to plunge him in the holiest waters of His love and mercy. Hot water was brought, and Gadge Maharaj helped Baba bathe the leper. Pendu handed the water to Baba, who used a lot of soap to wash the man. He dried his body with a towel and dressed him in new clothes. Baba then bowed down to him and handed him prasad. After Baba had finished, he gestured to Maharaj. I have kept my promise. Now keep yours. Beautiful picture of Baba bathing a leper at Pandharpur with Gadge Maharaj and Pendu. Gadge Maharaj entreated Baba to come with him to Namanand's Dharamshala, and Baba relented. Kirtans were being sung there. Gadge Maharaj offered Baba a chair, and he himself sat on the floor. Kaikadi Maharaj and his followers were also present, and Gadge Maharaj told Pandey to take pictures. Baba then sought Gadge Maharaj's permission to leave. At 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, 7 November 1954, Baba took Maharaj back to his Dharamshala in the car, and again Maharaj expressed his joy and gratitude to Baba for coming to Pandharpur. Earnestly he asked Baba, "Please give me a chance to serve you. I need only 2 bakris and a kafni. I will do any service you ask. I will do your sweeping." Smiling and nodding as he listened, Baba embraced him. Gadge Maharaj further entreated Baba to pay a visit to Nasik also, but Baba replied, "I have fulfilled my promise by coming to Pandharpur. From now on, I will stay in Satara and not appear in public any more. All that I have declared in the last meeting at Meherabad will come to pass within the next 6 months." Gadge Maharaj was deeply moved and said, "I do not like to hear such things from you, because at this moment the world is badly in need of you, and your darshan is the sole solace to a world facing untold calamities. You must give darshan to everyone, everywhere." Baba replied, "Soon I will break my silence and give the world my real darshan, for the world will never derive lasting benefit by taking darshan of this physical body. The spoken word of truth will penetrate deep into the heart of the world. It alone will give the world the lasting benefit of my real darshan." Baba added, "You should not try to see me in Satara. This is our last meeting before everything that is preordained comes to pass." There was then silence in the car until they reached the Dharamshala. Both Baba and Gadga Maharaj got out when they arrived. Maharaj bowed to Baba, and Baba too bowed to him. Baba and the Mandali then drove back to where his lovers were waiting, and after giving each a farewell pat, Baba returned to Satara. Mm, wow, beautiful picture. With Gadga Maharaj at Pandharpur, 7 November 1954. Nicely colorized. Look at all those bathers. Characteristic pose of Baba's with his hand on his hip. After returning from Pandharpur, Nilu wrote to Max Hefliger. Nowadays, Baba is really grave and serious, and it appears, as it were, that he is withdrawing in himself. The men Mandali continued to discuss what Baba had said about his final declaration. Nariman had come to Satara for a few days and was also interested in the topic. On 8 November 1954, Bao and Alaba went to Grafton as usual to escort Baba to Rosewood. On the way, Baba asked Bao what the men were talking about. Bao informed him, and after entering Rosewood and discussing some other subject, Baba clarified his declaration. This was issued in the form of a circular on 20 November. Meher Baba had mentioned during the Meherabad meeting his intended visit to Pandharpur, which would be his very last public appearance. Thus, although Baba had stopped using his alphabet board and giving darshan, he kept his promise to the saint Gadge Maharaj and visited Pandharpur on November 6, where tens of thousands of people were blessed by Baba's presence. The day following his visit to Pandharpur, Baba gave to his Mandali, through the use of gestures, the following explanation. It is really very difficult for anyone to believe and understand what I say, because no one can grasp the meaning underlying my words. It is natural, even for my intimate Mandali, not to understand my final declaration, but I want you to take everything that I said in Meherabad during the meetings very seriously, because all that I said was the truth. They were words of God, and all the things said must come to pass exactly in the manner described by me. From the day I declared in Meherabad that there will be the destruction of 3/4 of the world, that a strange disease will attack my body, that I will suffer humiliation, that I will break my silence and speak one word, the word of words, that there will be my glorification, and that finally I will drop my body when I shall be stabbed in the back. My lovers and others have been trying to interpret my words in different ways. Everyone is free to interpret my words in any way he thinks and feels. But one thing I tell you, whenever I say a thing, I naturally use my own language, and whatsoever is said by me is truth. But My language is such that no one can understand or grasp the underlying meaning of what I say. Therefore, when I want to say a thing, I have simultaneously to make use of your language also, knowing well that you would understand nothing whatsoever if I were to make use of my language alone. In order to help you to understand my final declaration, and to put an end to your confusion and worry, I want all of you to know that when you saw me dictate on my alphabet board during the meetings at Meherabad and heard about 1. A strange disease attacking my body. It was said in your language. 2. The humiliation that I will suffer. It was said in your language. 3. The breaking of my silence and uttering the one word of words. It was said in my own language and simultaneously in yours, because when I utter that word, it will be an audible word to you. 4. My glorification. It was said simultaneously in my language and yours. The destruction of 3/4 of the world. It was said in my own language alone. 6. The stab in my back. It was said in my own language alone. 7. The dropping of my body. It was said in my own language and simultaneously in yours. Consequently, whatever is said by me in your language, you are able to understand and know what is said. But that which is said in my own language is impossible for you to understand. However much you all may try to interpret and grasp the underlying meaning behind my words, only the fulfillment of events can unfold to you in due course the meaning of what is said in my own language. Here we have a side note. On 30 November 1954, Baba further clarified to the Mandalay why he did not use your language by giving the illustration of an educated man trying to explain something complex to one who is illiterate or subhuman. End of side note. I therefore want you all not to worry unnecessarily or to be confused. Just believe that whatever I say is truth, and that all which I said in my final declaration will come to pass, precisely as I have dictated, by the end of April 1955. And the beginning of all that is to happen within the period of these 6 months will be effected by me from the 1st of December 1954. Irene Coneybeare had returned to England to arrange the publication of her book, Civilization or Chaos? On 10 November, Baba wrote her through Mani, "You will be with Baba somehow or other at the end, and you will understand everything." Enclosed in the letter was a lock of Baba's hair. The side note says, "Civilization or Chaos? A study of the present world crisis in the light of Eastern metaphysics was published in London in February 1955. End of note. Baba declared his intention to do some special work from the 1st of December for 40 days. So on the eve of it, 30 November 1954, a Qawwali program was arranged, and the singer Jadhav Kawal was called to Satara from Bombay. A few persons from Bombay and Ahmednagar, such as Nariman Meherji Adi Sr., Jangu, Padri, Sidhu Waman, and Balna too, were also invited. Baba ordered Alaba not to give tea to anyone in the evening, as it was to be served at 9 p.m. in Grafton, where the Qawwali singing was to be held. The program, this is a side note, footnote, the program was held at Grafton so that the women Mondali could hear it from behind a curtain. End of note. Adi Jr. was also invited to Satara. When he came to the bungalow in the evening, he asked for tea. Alaba prepared it without telling him that Baba had forbidden him to give it to anyone that evening. As instructed at 8 p.m., Jadhav Kaval, his companions, and the Mondali arrived at Grafton. After some initial conversation, Baba stated, "Everyone will be served tea at 9 o'clock, and then the singing will start. Has anyone already had tea this evening?" Adi Jr. said he had. "Who gave it to you?" Baba asked. "Alaba," Adi replied. Much displeased, Baba asked Alaba, "Why did you break my order?" Alaba replied, "He is your brother, Baba." These words upset Baba even more, and he scolded, "If you think he is so great because he is my brother, then it is better you obey and follow him. Go and stay with him, not me." Adi Jr. intervened. "Had I known of your order, I would never have asked for tea." Baba replied, "Alaba gave you tea under the impression that it would please me. He does not know that he who breaks my order is my enemy. The one who carries out my instructions is my real brother. He who breaks my order can never be a brother of mine." Because he was so upset, Baba canceled the Qawwali program and ordered the Mandali to return to Rosewood. The musicians stood up and repacked their musical instruments. But when they were about to leave, Baba called them back and forgave Alaba. Everyone had tea, and the Qawwali singing began and lasted until midnight. Baba enjoyed the singing immensely and listened intently, his mood now buoyantly happy. And I'll pause the recording for now.
I don't know why I can't get it to turn sideways on my phone where I'd have more room to read
Uh-huh.
it.
Here we have Marvin reading with difficulty.
During this period, Baba would trace letters with his fingers on either a stool or any other convenient surface, but it was very difficult for the Mandali to decipher them quickly. Yet Baba had unlimited patience and would literally spend hours to convey something. Even if the Mandali failed to follow what he meant, Baba would keep repeating through this unwritten writing until they understood. This method of gestures was also used to correct the supplement sections to God Speaks, which Ivy had sent to Baba for his approval in early December 1954. Footnote there.
The supplement to God Speaks included material compiled from Ghani's notes over several years. End of note.
At Ivy's suggestion, Baba also dictated a dedication for God Speaks. Quote, to the universe, the illusion that sustains reality. Then Baba began his 40 days of special work. For 10 days, from the 1st to the 10th December of 54, Baba ate only one meal a day. From the 11th to the 20th, he remained on liquids only. And from 21st December to 10 January, he fasted on 1 cup of coffee and a glass of fruit juice, taken twice daily. Baba had already given up the use of the alphabet board from 1 December, and from 1 December, he stopped using hand gestures also. During this time, Baba was working with Kaikobad for 2 hours every day in Jalbila and almost completely stopped visiting the Mandali. For the first 10 days, the men Mandali were also restricted to one meal a day in the evening and tea in the morning, and were repeating God's name in turns for 24 hours without a break during the entire period from 1 December until 10th January. Baal described this difficult period in Satara in a letter to Pankraj, dated 12 December 54. After the last visit and public appearance at Pandipur, Baba stopped all activities and contacts with outsiders. Giving darshan, messages, and discourses have all come to an end after 7 October, when Baba stopped the use of his alphabet board. After 1 December, even the last link of conservation between Baba and the Mandali came to an end, when Baba even stopped using his forefinger for gestures to convey thoughts. The atmosphere here with the Mandali and Baba has become surcharged with a sort of seriousness, as there is no means of communication with Baba. Nowadays, Baba comes and sit with the Mandali for 20 to 30 minutes in a day, and that too, these minutes pass in pin drop silence. No jokes, no conversation, and no correspondence. It has brought a heavy atmosphere to Rosewood Bungalow. After sitting quietly with the Mandali, Baba retires to his living room for the whole day. Consequently, even with the Mandali, Baba is available for only 20 to 30 minutes, and that too, silence prevails during that period. Minu Karas wrote to Erich at this time, informing him of the birth of a baby daughter. Erich replied on 11 December 54. Under the present atmosphere at Rosewood, where Baba has been keeping aloof even from the Mandali, the news reaching us from you could not possibly be conveyed to Baba. Under strict orders from Baba, we have not to convey to him anything, whether it be the contents of letters, telegrams, or things pertaining to Mandali's daily routine. The seriousness in the atmosphere near Baba is gradually gaining a tempo which is now beginning to tell upon the Mandali too. Ramju also wrote to Minu Karas on 25th January 55. Baba and all those who live with or near him remain more or less preoccupied with what Baba calls his preparation for breaking his silence. As far as appearances go, Baba is day to day withdrawing more and more to himself, reducing all communications to the minimum of gestures in respect to day-to-day routine, without recourse to the alphabet board or to making signs of writing by fingers, as he used to do throughout the 30 years of his silence. Living practically with next to no sleep during the nights and subsisting on meager nourishment as an excuse for eating once every 24 hours, Baba still remains very active noon, from morning to evening. Twice a day, walks more than a mile from one bungalow to another of those staying with him permanently in different groups. End of letter. By the beginning of January 55, Baba looked tired and was a bit weak, but his mood was good. On Sunday, 9 January, he fed 56 poor persons, and in addition, almost 50 girls from an orphanage were given new clothes, and 50 lepers from a leper colony were each given a new shirt. At midnight that same night, according to his instructions, both the men and women Mandali loudly shouted God's name when Baba clapped. On the 10th, at 4 p.m., Baba broke his fast with rice and dal. Neelu was permitted to go to Bombay on the 10th and returned after a month. The orphanage girls were especially fortunate, as Gohar described in a letter to Adele Woken, dated 13 September 55. Children are so easily drawn towards Baba. You should see the number of kids here that rush to greet Baba on his way when he goes to and from the Mandali to our house. The shepherd boys and little girls who look after goats, who sit on the roadside under the trees, watching their herds graze in the green fields, and other kids who, on their way to school, wait to receive a smile or a loving tap on the back or hand or head from Baba. There is a small girls' orphanage of about 15 or 16 girls up to 12 years of age. They are the children of soldiers. All these children love Baba so much. As soon as they see Baba from a distance, they rush to the gate and stand with joined hands in reverence. End. Meanwhile, two Nepalese boy servants named Kushal and Kirpal have been brought to Satara from Dehradun for work. One morning, when they failed to get up on time, Alaba treated them roughly. He had been overseeing the kitchen work for several months, and the boys were working under his direction. The incident was mentioned to Baba, who ordered him not to treat the boys so harshly. A short time later, when Baba was on his way to Grafton with Alaba and Bao, he asked Bao, "What are you thinking?" Bao replied, "I was thinking about the way Alaba treats the boys." Baba suddenly scolded him, "You'd better leave for some other ashram. India is full of ashrams, and if you go to live in one of them, you'll be able to lead a virtuous life." Bao was greatly taken aback, and Baba explained at length, "With me, no one can live what the world considers a moral life. Here, we are concerned with spirituality, not morals. A spiritual life is not ruled nor bound by any principles. The sanskaras of each one are different, and so the behavior and temperament of everyone are different. In a virtuous life, evil is suppressed and good surfaces, but the evil is still there. The bad sanskaras remain and have to be worked out, if not in this life, then in the next or the one after. In the spiritual life, both good and bad sanskaras express themselves, and both get nullified. A spiritual life leads one towards naturalness, whereas a virtuous life, in the guise of humility, inflates the ego and perpetuates it. A spiritual life, though, is only led under the guidance and orders of the avatar or perfect master, who knows the pulse of everyone and treats everything according to his particular malady. You don't like Aloba's behavior, but his behavior was quite natural and necessary for him. How can you understand that? People of the world act according to moral standards and socially acceptable behavior, but the avatar or perfect master deals with everyone according to his or her sanskaras. Thus, spiritual life is totally different and cannot be judged on the basis of morality, ethics, or any principle. Smiling, Baba asked Bao, "Now, tell me which ashram you intend to go to." "None," Bao replied. The fact was that Bao was sympathetic towards the boys because he himself was under the thumb of Alaba's rough treatment. Baba had ordered him to do as Alaba instructed, and Bao had to do much of the hard work, such as cleaning the latrines and bicycles, sweeping, weeding the garden, draining dirty house water, besides attending to Hindi correspondence, escorting Baba back and forth to his bungalow, and writing work, etc. Alaba would always find some extra work for him and tell him to do it. That too with much harshness, demanding it be done immediately. But for Bao, it was all a great lesson in forbearance, and Baba himself was creating such situations. He would create strife between the Mandali members so that none would be partial to another. Life with Meher Baba was like walking on the edge of a sword, walking on it even though crippled in one leg. Such a life cannot be imagined. Daily one had to bear lightning like blows, yet strangely one would be in such a condition that, although pained by the wounds, one would not like to be left unharmed without them. On the one hand, the mind would reel under the attack, but on the other, the heart would desire more punishment. Thus, because of the continuous shower of blows to the ego, the mind was becoming powerless and the heart strong. Such was the spiritual life with the God man. During January 1955, Baba received letters from Keshav Nigam in Hamapur and Babu Ramprasad of Naranga. Ramprasad intended to establish a Meher temple and wished that one of the Mandali would come to Naranga to lay the foundation stone. Baba told Bao to go. Bao protested, "I don't wish to go anywhere. Besides, what good will it do if I go there? What could I do?" Baba reprimanded him. "Either go to Naranga or go back to your home with your bag and baggage." That was not a difficult choice, and Bao agreed to go to Naranga. Baba exhorted him, "Convey my love to all there," and he promised, "I will come with you." Bao took a train from Satara and arrived in Kanpur on 21st January. True to his word, it seemed as if Baba had really accompanied him to Hamapur. Programs were arranged at different places in the district, and Bao felt Baba's presence with him throughout this fortnight. One incident particularly convinced him. Bao had asked Baba for some message, and Baba had instead instructed him to ask the villagers to sing his 5-word chant, Sachitananda Paramnanda Meher Baba Vidnayanand. Bao wondered, will people there be satisfied with this? But when he arrived in Hampur and gave the line to Keshav Nagam, Keshav repeated it to the musicians, who composed the tune within 5 minutes. Thereafter, in every small hamlet and town, this line was sung and chanted over and over again, and it seemed to take on a life of its own. Its melody wafted through the air like a cool breeze. Just as Bao was leading the procession across the bridge into Naranga, he suddenly experienced that it was Meher Baba, not himself, in the vanguard. he no longer existed. It was Baba walking in the form of Bao's body. Bao performed the foundation laying ceremony in Naranga and then on 7 February returned to Satara. A Meher temple was built on the spot some years later, and Adi Sr. was sent for its inauguration. At that time, Baba named it Meradam, meaning house or abode of Meher. Meanwhile, on 20 January 1955, Baba went to Kuldabad with Erich, Pandu, and Baidul in the Vauxhall. Shagan was called from Ahmednagar and met them there. Baba worked in seclusion daily in the Dargah of Hazrat Zarzari, Zar Baksh, as well as in other tombs. And the Mandli would keep a strict watch all around so that even the sound of a chirping bird would not be heard by Baba. After remaining in Kuldabad for 5 days, Baba went to Meherazad, where he met Kaka and Krishnaji. Kaka had many complaints against Krishnaji, who was not following Baba's instructions. He had an order to repeat Baba's name each day for an hour at midnight in the blue bus. But when Krishnaji entered the bus, he would simply lie down on Baba's bed and go to sleep. He had been forbidden to go to Pimpalgaon village, but would go anyway. Baba had instructed him to observe 6 months of silence, but Krishnaji was doing it only to impress others and was, according to Kaka, talking much by writing continuously. Baba pacified Kaka and persuaded him to continue to look after Krishnaji well and not say anything critical to him. Baba then returned to Satara, reaching it on 25th January. He stopped on the way at the Sarjapura petrol pump in Ahmednagar, but saw no one except Adi Sr., who was called there by Erich to receive brief instructions from Baba. When Baba returned to Satara, he dictated a confirmation of his final declaration, which was issued as a circular on Tuesday, 3rd February 55. In the circular said, Baba and those living with him have carried out a special program of specific activities for a period of 40 days from the 1st of December 54 to the 10th of January 55. Having completed this special phase of his work, Baba desires all concerned to know that the following: each and all things, as intimated, declared, and clarified by me, are all fixed and ordained facts. And God will see that everything happens and is done as foreordained by Him. All this that is desired to take place is unavoidable. Yet the resultant effects can be modified in 2 different ways according to relative circumstances. The modifications of the effects of a destined plan can, on the one hand, either affect the intensity, scope, or size of the chain of events, or, on the other hand, bring about a considerable change in the factor of time. In either case, the effects can be modified as much in relation to me and those closely connected with me as to the whole world at large. For example, the world can absorb fully a simultaneous spiritual and material shock, either by a modification in the quality and quantity of events, or by a considerable change in the time factor. It is if the time limit, that is April 1955, as mentioned at the Mehrabad meetings, remains unchanged, then in order to enable the world to fully absorb the shock of shocks, the chain of events may be modified both in degree and in kind. But if the time limit is changed considerably, the events will take place without any modification whatsoever. In the latter case, the most important and significant point is that definitely and emphatically the link between my physical body and all my external activities, as carried out up till now, will be dropped by April 1955, and there will take place an immeasurable change in the external relations between me and those who are closely connected with me, so that if I do not drop my physical body, I will yet, so to say, die, unquote unquote, for I will then become actually dead to the world up till the end of the modified period of time. During the indefinite period of the modified time, I will completely stop one and all of my external activities as carried out and carried on by me in the course of the different phases of my physical life so far, including the present life of retirement among those who live with me permanently. One, I will then, throughout this modified period of time, live a life of complete physical detachment from everything and everybody, except a few things as will be absolutely necessary for my requirements of nature in the barest sense of living the life of a man alive. Two, I wish all my lovers to observe a fast and remain only on water, which can be taken any number of times a day during the fast, for 24 hours from 8 p.m. on Saturday, 12 February, to 8 p.m. on Sunday, 13 February, and to devote all available time during the 24 hours to praying to God in the way each likes best to pray to Him. Three, honesty is the keynote to divinity. He who can love God honestly can lose himself in God and find himself as God. A highly advanced message. A highly advanced must was brought from Kolhapur, with whom Baba worked for a few days. Footnote.
The Must's name is not recorded, but he is the same Must who had been brought to Mahabaleshwar for a day in April 1954. End of note.
Adi Sr. was called to receive instructions on February 7th. Meanwhile, according to the Zoroastrian calendar, Baba's 61st birthday was celebrated privately at Satara on 11 February. No outside lovers were called. It was also celebrated again 2 weeks later on the 25th. And according to Baba's instructions, all his lovers fasted and prayed from 8 p.m. on Saturday, 12 February for 24 hours. During this period, one of the men would escort Baba back and forth between Grafton and Rosewood bungalows, holding an umbrella over his head. One morning in mid-February 55, after Alaba had escorted Baba to Jal Villa, he spotted Harichard Kochar on the roadside. He had come from Dehradun. Alaba was surprised at his appearance and asked Kochar why he had come. I want to see Baba, Kochar said. But Baba is in seclusion, seeing no one, Alaba replied. His love has drawn me. I just want a glimpse of him, nothing more. Where is he staying? Kochar asked. I cannot tell you. It would be breaking his order. You should go back. Kohar persisted. I won't disturb Baba. I only want to see him from a distance. Alaba's heart gave in, and he said, You promise? Only from a distance? Then stand where you are. In the morning, he comes by this way. This is the route he takes every day. So stand under this tree, and you will see him. Alaba did not tell any of the Mandali or Baba what had transpired. The next morning, Alaba was again chosen to accompany Baba from Rosewood to Grafton. As they were walking along the main road, Baba saw Kochar. He stopped, turned to Alaba, and asked, Why has he come here? Who told him I passed this way? Alaba confessed, but rose to Kochar's defense, saying, Baba, he has come all this way out of love for you. Has he come because of love? Baba asked, extremely displeased. All right, I will show you what sort of love he has. Baba took Kochar to Jalbila, where he asked him, Why have you come here? Your love drew me to you, Baba. Now that you have seen me, you may go. I am in seclusion and do not allow people to bow down to me. Kochar then said, Baba, I am much troubled with litigation. There are 6 court cases against me. They haunt me day and night. I cannot sleep. Please do something. Baba turned to Alaba and gestured, See his love? To Kochar, he gestured, Don't worry about it. It will pass. Return and face the situation. My Nazar is always there. Baba, my wife is also in the hospital with tuberculosis, Kochar explained. See his love? Baba gestured to Aloba. And my daughter is now of marriageable age, and a good husband must be found. Please give your blessings. Baba sternly replied, I warn you, if you are after material things, you will forget me. I will never forget you, Baba, Kochar solemnly declared. But please, help me, Baba gestured. I know it, and that is why I am telling you. Do you want me or my blessing? But Kochar continued to plead for help and insisted on Baba's blessings. So Baba made him place his foot on a stool. Baba touched his feet with his forehead 7 times. As Kochar uttered, Parabrahma, Paramatma. Baba then bowed in the same manner to Alaba 5 times. Baba's face turned bright red. He ordered, whoops. I don't see the screen anymore.
Okay, we lost power for a second. Let's see if we're still recording. Oh, evidently, we're still recording. Good. Hmm.
Ah, here it is.
I think it's from sometime afterwards.
Yeah. Well, I think it was in the middle of that. Yeah. Okay. Let me just go up a little, one paragraph. Just scroll up one paragraph.
I've
Okay.
scrolled. Does it show
Yeah.
for you? Mhm.
Yeah, I got it now. So Baba touched his feet with his forehead 7 times. Kochar uttered, Parabrahma Paramatma. All right, we did that. And then he ordered Kochar to go back to Dehradun immediately, which he did. Some time afterwards, Harichand Kochar won all his court cases. His wife recovered, and his daughter found a fine husband. Kochar was hired as the manager of a large hotel in Delhi and given the use of a car. But after this 1955 Sahabas program at Mehrabad, Kochar became so involved with his work, he never came to Baba again or even wrote a single letter. Baba's prediction, it seems, came true. On Monday, 28th February 55, Baba called Adi Sr., Adi Jr., Nusserwan, Sarosh, Savak Damania, Naraman, and Meherji to Satara. Baba had intended to send Erich on a tour to solicit funds for his work, but Ben Heyman had sent a check for 5,000, so there was now no need for Erich to go. Baba then took everyone, visitors as well as the Mandali, severely to task for not following his orders 100%. In truth, only Sarosh was to blame, as he had failed to carry out Baba's instruction concerning Savak Damania. Savak, a scrupulously honest individual, was working as a cashier in Sarosh's motor works, and there were some financial accounts between him and Sarosh, which Baba had told Sarosh to clear up. Although Baba was lambasting all, his arrow hit the right target, and Sarosh burst out weeping. He stretched himself full length on the floor before Baba, praying to him for forgiveness. Baba embraced him and then bowed his forehead on the feet of every man present 100 times each. Ali Sr. had wanted to bring Baya Pandey to take some photographs, but Baba had not allowed him to come. Vishnu's cousin, Sushila, was studying medicine at the Ayurvedic College in Satara. Sushila had been in Baba's contact since her childhood, and all the Mandali knew her well. Neela was fond of bhujas, a fried chickpea preparation, and asked Sushila to make some one evening. Gene, I think I could take a break here. We don't have.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. We can stop recording here and pick it up next
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
Very,
Okay.
very nice. Hopefully it